Episode 6, Turn Your Smartphone from a Demon into an Angel.
Welcome to the Weeklyish 7. 7 minutes, 1 tip, sometimes with prizes. I'm Marc Schelske, and this is a video resource for your growing intentional life.
You've seen the pictures where there's a little angel and a little demon floating over someone's shoulder trying to influence their decisions. Well, it turns out that many of us have these little demons tempting us, getting in the way of our relationships, maybe even keeping us from hearing God. And it's not some invisible spirit being on our shoulder trying to tempt us. It's a cold piece of technology in your purse or your pocket, your smartphone. We have more information and connections at our fingertips than ever before, but unless we get intentional with our phones, they can undermine our focus, get in the way of our presence to other people, and limit our ability to be still and reflect. This is where your phone becomes a spiritual issue. If it's keeping you from being present, it's keeping you from growing, maybe even from hearing God. Today I'm going to tell you how to turn your phone from a nagging little demon into an angel in 5 easy steps. Because this is really important, our episode today is going to be a little bit longer than our normal 7 minutes, but this stuff matters. And at the end of the show today, I'm going to be giving away an iPhone app that can really help you out. Stick around for that. All the small steps I'm going to give you today are based on one big principle. Your phone is a tool for your life. It's meant to serve you, not the agenda of Facebook or Google or the 100 people who want you to reply to their phone call or text message or tweet or Instagram. If you've been serving your phone instead of having it serve you, it's time to put it in its place. Are you ready? First, let's talk about what's on your phone. The more stuff that's there, the more sources of distraction. One quick note, I'm an iPhone user, so my examples will all be iPhone examples. But the principles and steps apply to any smartphone. You're a smart person, make the adjustments that you need to apply it to your system, okay? Step 1, clear the home screen. The home screen is the first thing that you see when you open up your phone. That means that it's either the starting point for productivity or the cliff that you fall off into a sea of distraction. So look at each app and decide, is this necessary? Is this a one-tap app? What I mean by that is this an app that I need immediate access to in my life with one tap? If it's not, get it off the home screen. When I did this, I got my home screen down from 24 apps and folders to 16. What apps are allowed on my home screen? Simple. Ones that I need every day repetitively. So my calendar, my contacts, Evernote, reminders, a financial app that I use daily, a folder with my social media apps, and Triage, the email app that I use. I'm going to tell you about that later. When you open your phone and you see a neatly organized home screen with just the vital apps present, you're going to get less distracted by other things. So clear it off. Step 2, delete the apps that you don't need. Turns out I'm an app collector. I love trying apps out. At one point, I had 5 different Twitter apps on my phone at the same time. Well, every app on your phone is a possible point of distraction because every app can notify you, can have a red badge telling you how many things you need to do. Every app is an opportunity for you to click and do something different than what you should be doing. So go through and delete every single one you don't need. Now you might be afraid to do this at first, I was, but remember this, every app you've ever bought is available for free instant download from wherever you got in the first place. So you can get it back if you need it. Don't keep them on your phone. I went from having 6 pages of apps and folders down to 2, and I cut the number of apps on my phone by 3/4. So now you've gotten rid of what's unnecessary. Let's get rid of some of the noise. Number 3, turn off every notification that you can get away with. In your iPhone settings, look for notifications. Here you're going to find all of your apps either in Notification Center or not in Notification Center. If an app's in Notification Center, that means it can notify you on your lock screen, it can throw up dialogues and banners, it can have red badges full of reminders, it can make all kinds of noise at you. Tell those apps to be quiet. You don't need to hear from all of them. Go through the list and decide, should this app be allowed to intrude in your life with banners and alerts? Do you really need it to show a bright red badge with how many things you can check on? You should only allow apps to notify you if those notifications are essential to your daily life. Here's an example. I've taken away Facebook's rights to notify me. All of them. Why? Because I check Facebook every day a couple of times. There's no reason for me to have that little red circle saying there's 35 notifications in there. All that does is provide a tug for me to open Facebook when I don't need to be opening Facebook. I want to go to Facebook when it's intentional and I'll interact with it on my terms. When I did this, something unexpected happened. I started feeling more peace. My phone stopped becoming such a time sink and became more of a tool to accomplish my agenda. Presently, the only apps on my phone that have permission to notify me are my phone, Messages app, my calendar, and my to-do list. Because I can check all those other apps on my terms when I want to, rather than being nagged by them and interrupted. Step number 4, use the Do Not Disturb feature. At the top of the notifications page that you're already on, you'll see the Do Not Disturb checkbox. This is my favorite thing on my iPhone right now. When I turn this on, it won't allow my phone to ring or buzz in any way. No phone calls, no messages, no notifications. The only sound that it will make is the sound of the alarm that I set. This switch is perfect for meetings, for dinner, for dates, for church. I mean, unless your teenage kid is out late at night, you probably don't need to be available instantly for anyone at any hour. And when you turn off the Do Not Disturb switch, all the messages that have accumulated will pop right through and you'll catch up without having missed a thing. So make use of this feature. There's one more thing about Do Not Disturb that's even better. You can set a schedule, a time frame every day when your phone will automatically go into Do Not Disturb mode. My phone goes into Do Not Disturb mode every day at 9 p.m. and it stays that way till 7 a.m. Now you can set it to allow calls through from certain specific contexts like your spouse or your kids or significant other, but otherwise most of these calls can wait until the next morning. And if you feel guilty setting this or worry that you're going to miss out on something important, remember, your phone exists to serve your agenda, not to make you immediately available to the rest of the world. Now there's one last step, and this one is about your behavior, not your phone. You need to decide your answer policy. You're not Pavlov's dog. You're not supposed to answer your phone the second that it rings. Doing this fragments your day, it breaks your concentration, it gets in the way of your flow, it even stands in the way of your relationships. The moment that you answer the phone, while you are already in a face-to-face conversation with someone else in real life, when you do that, you're immediately saying that this unknown message from this unknown person is more important to me than you are right now. And that, whether you mean it or not, makes you seem like a jerk. You need to come up with a policy that works for your life. Here's the one I'm trying to live by. If I'm talking with another human being in front of me in a short conversation, I don't answer my phone. I don't even look at it. I just silently click the button on top that sends it straight to voicemail. If I'm talking to another human being in front of me and we're in a long conversation, depending on the significance of the conversation, I may check the screen to see if it's my wife or someone else significant, and if it is, I'll ask if I can interrupt our conversation and take the call. But if it's not, I click the button to silence the ring, send it to voicemail. If I'm at a table, at a meal with friends or family and we're in active conversation, I don't answer my phone or even look at it. If I'm at a table and there's a lull in the conversation where I'm not involved, I may check the lock screen. I probably will, but I want to be careful that I'm not using my phone as an excuse to check out of what's going on. I've done that a lot in my life, and that's not the person that I want to be. If I'm in the middle of flow, if I'm writing or studying or in the middle of a work project, I don't answer my phone. I call back when I'm at the end of the next segment of work. Why? Because getting back into the flow after a distraction like that takes more effort and more energy. Since I started this, I found my work getting more focused, more effective, and you know what else? Nobody has complained to me that they've had their feelings hurt or that they've felt neglected. I don't think anybody has really even noticed. Your smartphone is an incredible tool. It allows you to do amazing things. Don't let it become a distraction that saps your creativity, damages your relationships, or dulls you to God's quiet voice. If you want to follow these steps, I posted a walkthrough in the show notes for this episode on my blog. The URL is on the screen. Now today I'm giving away 3 copies of a great iPhone app called Triage. The motto of this company is emails first aid, and it is definitely that. This app has completely replaced the stock email app on my iPhone. Unlike most apps that try to do more, this one actually does less, way less, and it has helped me focus an enormous amount. Once you hook up your email account, it presents your email one message at a time, and there's only 3 things you can do. You can flip the message up to throw it away or archive it. You can flip the message down to keep it in your inbox unread so that you can deal with it when you get back to your computer, or you can give it a short reply. That's it. No folders, no attachments, no sorting, no flags, no hierarchy. One message at a time, 3 decisions. I flip through my email in Triage several times a day. I dump anything that I don't need to act on. Anything that I can respond to with a single sentence, I do. The rest of it goes back in my computer inbox. I used to deal with email all throughout the day whenever it came in, and it was constantly interrupting my flow and fragmenting my thinking. Now that I do this, I check Triage several times through the day on my phone, and I have one block of time or maybe 2 blocks of time depending on the workday where I sit down at my computer with the intention of specifically working on email. I found that by doing this, I am enormously more effective with my email and I'm less distracted in my work. If you want a free copy of this app, all you need to do is post a comment on the episode page for this blog. Here's the URL. Answer the question there to enter the drawing. 3 winners will be announced in the next episode of the Weeklyish 7. So make sure to leave your email address or a way for me to contact you if you want to win. So head over to the blog page for this episode and answer this question. What about your smartphone is the most distracting to you? And how might that be influencing your spiritual life? I'd be so grateful if you'd rate my podcast on iTunes. That makes it easier for other people to find. And if you like this content, subscribe to my blog, like my Facebook page, share it with a friend who would find it meaningful. See you soon, and remember, the real spiritual adventure begins when you get off the couch and decide how you are going to live.